Everybody say hi.
Hello.
I'm testing out a new way to put my phone in the gimbal, trying to see if it works or not. Luke said he thinks that if I record it like that, the video might record upside down. So I'm testing it out. I think he's on drugs.
You're not supposed to tell anybody.
Canadian drugs, so not really that great. You know, kind of like the music and the culture there. But, I mean, they put milk in bags, come on. I'm right about that. So, and they gave us, Nickelback. Yes. So, we're going to test this out. We're going to see if it's upside down. And that's it. What is she eating? Name? Pokia.
Yeah. 1 kilo.
1 kilo. And she's going to shove it all into her face hole. She's just going to go. Yeah. Spicy. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, she just went right for it. Wow. I admire her tenacity. What's up, everyone? I wanted my Canadian friend Luke here to continue with us. But you know, he's from Canada and he doesn't like hockey. He doesn't know what real maple syrup is. So he's kind of a lost cause on that whole cultural thing. But still, we will continue. And by the way, I love Luke. Everybody knows I love Luke. So he's invited back anytime to be on the podcast. I remember when I made that remark about Nickelback. As soon as I shut off the video, he said, I had a comeback for that. I'm like, yeah, but that was like 30 seconds ago. You got to be quick. Got to be a little bit faster than that, buddy. And he'll get there, though. Don't worry, he'll get there. Because today, what I wanted to talk about was the cancel culture thing going on. It's gotten out of hand. Everybody knows it's out of control. Now, listen, I don't mind if somebody finds a video from a guy and he's showing a clip of how he actually raped somebody or murdered somebody. Yeah, that's a good clip to show. Like, hold him to accountability for that shit, right? I don't mind that. That's not what I'm talking about. Some people think cancel culture is just about everybody bringing up every little thing somebody does, trying to get them canceled. And that's part of it. Part of it is simply accountability for things that have been done in the past that you know were wrong. And yeah, you know, things like rape and murder, I think you need to be held accountable for. But the other part, I don't really care about. Like if somebody says, oh, in 1991, somebody tweeted me and said I was a big fat pig, and he fat shamed me, and then you're going to share that, and people are going to hop on and go, oh, this guy is a fucking piece of shit because in 1991, yeah, come on, get a little bit thicker skin and move on with your life. But here's the thing about cancel culture is that it's affecting businesses. Like in America now, there's this whole thing that you should not buy things at the dollar store. People are trying to boycott the dollar store. And for those of you who are not familiar, a dollar store is a place where you go in and you buy cheap shit that only costs $1. And the reason people are saying you should not buy from the dollar stores is because when you buy something there, you help to promote illegal child labor in some countries. And that's a very bad thing. So you shouldn't buy anything from there. But I think it all depends on how you look at it. Like, I don't say, hey man, I'm gonna buy things at the dollar store because I believe in illegal child labor in some countries. No, I'm gonna say, listen, I buy at the dollar store because for just $1, I can help support a child in a developing country and teach him important life skills like dexterity, hand-to-eye coordination. It's much more noble that way, I think. So it all depends on how you look at it. But I had a very surreal experience at a dollar store when I was back in America. I walk in and I see a line of people waiting as a checkout. Now, that struck me as odd because everything in there costs $1. And I'm not disparaging anybody who makes minimum wage or who does cashier's work. But that has to be the easiest cashier's job in the world, right? Everything costs $1. Somebody comes up and you say, how many items do you have? They say 3. You say, give me $3. They do that, you are gone. It's very simple. There's none of this complicated math. Nobody's got to carry the 1 and figure out where the 0 goes or anything. And because it's a dollar store, you're not going to see credit cards at the dollar store. You're just not. So there's no complicated machinery. You know, all them credit cards, that's for all the rich people who can afford to shop at the Walmart. You know, they pay an extra 50 cents for their pair of socks. Oh, they're rich people, 1%ers, but not at the dollar store. So it surprised me that time when I went in and I saw a line because I've never seen that before. I wanted to get to the bottom of it, so I went up to the front and come to find out an old lady was trying to return an item. And when I say an item, I mean one. Yeah, an item. One item. And what she had was one of those little boxes that's made out of really cheap, thin plywood, but it's painted to look like real wood. You know, it's got the lid and you can put things in it. It's really small. Back in the day when I was growing up, all of my friends had one of those. Everybody had one. They had one in their car. They had one at home. We called it a pot box because that's where everybody kept their stash of weed. Right in that little pot box. Because our thinking at the time was, hey, it's in my car, no problem. It's at my house, no problem. If the police ever show up, that's no problem because, look, it's just a little decorative thing. No police officer is going to be smart enough to check in the box that smells like weed. No, we were really smart. We are smart, outsmarted the police, right? That's what we thought. But of course, once you have weed in there, that's all you smell. So, but we were young, we were foolish. We were masturbating all the time, or if we weren't doing that, we were thinking about it. But that's what this lady had, one of those little boxes. I call it a pot box. And the weird part was, the reason the cashier said she could not return it was because she did not have a receipt. Now, I have never, ever bought anything that cost $1 that I thought, this needs a paper trail. We need to cut down more trees in the forest so we can have paper to give me a receipt for things I buy for $1. I don't know what they think is going to happen. Like the IRS, they're going to call me in, sit me down and go, hey, we have you on video camera at this dollar store where you bought a package of pens And on your tax returns, you said that was a business expense. But we don't have the receipt. You're looking at some hard time, mister. You know, that's not going to happen, obviously. So she's trying to return the pop box. Cashier saying, I can't because you don't have the receipt. But that wasn't the surreal part. The worst part, I think, is have you ever read something or saw a video? Like there's a single mom waiting in line at a grocery store. And she's got like $100 worth of groceries, but she's only got $80. So she's kind of embarrassed because she's holding up the line, but she's got to figure out what to put back because she's only, you know, she doesn't have enough. And then some Good Samaritan steps forward and says, hey, don't worry about it. I will pay for it all, the whole $100. I will pay for it. You pack it up and you go and you have a nice day. And everybody starts crying. Local news crews, you know, they come over to interview the people. Everybody says, oh my God, that person is a hero. We need more people like that in the world. Well, let me tell you, at the dollar store, those are not those kind of people. They are not. Because everybody is in a line, a long line. They are grumbling, they are complaining, but not one person would step up and just say, listen, lady, here's $1. Buy another pop box and keep that one, or do whatever transaction you need to so we can get this shit moving along. I have to go home, and I have to go home before the cops show up because I left my 3-year-old in charge of my 1-year-old, whatever it is. And I was thinking about, hey man, maybe we should just do like a mini GoFundMe here. Everybody chip in a dime, right? 10 cents. Everybody chip in 10 cents. We can give this poor old lady $1, and everybody can get on with their day. Now, I don't blame those people at the dollar store, because if you have to shop at the dollar store, you do not have an extra dollar to spend, all right? Because if you did, you would just shop anywhere else than the dollar store. Maybe even that fancy Walmart down the road. You know what I mean? But yeah, people are saying don't sponsor it. You're supporting child labor. And I just think, you know, it must really, really suck for them. I mean, I'm not cold-hearted. It must really suck for them because I'm not sure how the whole process works to get hired into a child labor factory. But I think like parents show up with their kids and go, you go in there, take your test for the factory, and you shine. Do the best you can. And then some parents have to be told at the end of the test or whatever it is, it's like, hey, I have to tell you, I'm sorry, but they're really not equipped enough to make Nike shoes or Apple products. They're not in that category. But they will get a job at the dollar store factory or the Wish.com factory. And I'm sure that's like, to them, it's like the special education class of factories. You know, all the kids have to wear a helmet, and they're putting in screws with butter knives just so they don't accidentally hurt themselves. If they do a really good job, they get 1 minute alone in front of the fan. Woo! Big bonus there. But it must suck for the parents, you know, because they push their kids and push their kids, do the best you can, and then they wind up making cheap dollar store crap. That's what it is. All right, guys. That's all I wanted to say tonight, and be sure to check out all my links down below. And I'll talk to you in the next one. By the way, my shirt is all wet. It's wet. I have 3 t-shirts I found out today. 3. I have 3 shirts. 3. And Sangla has washed them all, which is good. She does a really good job. She takes care of me. You know, she washes my clothes all the time. We put them out there. Everything's good, right? But when you only have 3 and then I want to make a video at night, she thinks she's got overnight, I have to go take one off the rack, and it's kind of wet. But that's okay. Everything's good. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.